Yo, dudes, what's going on with y'all? This week I decided to check out the first book in the Witcher series because Netflix was being, well, Netflix about it, and my buddy loves these games and books, so I figured why not give them a shot. Also, I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit weird. I am dealing with a slight cold. Let's dive on into this. So, the book opens on a sex scene. This scene is not important to anything and affects nothing, but apparently it's vital that the author tell me about it, so I'm telling you about it. There's boobies in here.
Oh, now, Sal, you know I'm still getting over the tragic loss of my wife. She was such a strong female woman with nice heavy breasts.
So, the books are centered around Geralt, who is a witcher, a human altered into a mutant superhuman so they can kill monsters. This is a cool idea, but it's never really focused on, and that will become a pattern of these books. So, we follow a series of primarily disconnected missions. What quickly becomes obvious is that Geralt is the quintessential high school edgelord's power fantasy.
Is it harsh if it's the truth?
He is an outcast from society for something he had no choice in, but he fights to defend humanity from the monsters they can't save themselves from. Everyone thinks he's a freak except all the women who want to fuck him. He's usually smiling nastily and is a silent, stoic badass. He's also smarter than the person he's talking to, and he's essentially the character from Full Throttle if it had zero self-awareness. Geralt uses two swords, one for men, one for monsters. He claims he doesn't kill innocent men, even though he openly slaughters guards in the first chapters because they were attacking him, so I don't think that innocent means what he thinks it means.
I would never take the life of another.
Hey, what was that?
What?
You just said you don't kill.
Yeah, I know. It's like my one rule.
Yeah, Batman, why don't you look at the guy?
He's asleep.
No, wait, what?
He's part of a guild, but that guild is literally no part of anything. There are barely any Witchers left, but apparently everyone has heard of them and respects their order. Geralt uses combat magic, not scholarly magic like all those nerd-ass mages, but no, he uses cool magic. It's just horribly like a fanfiction character. Geralt isn't exactly flawless, but there's no real arc or journey or even a goal. He's just moseying around from town to town doing jobs no one else can do, and yet somehow he never has money or luxury. Now that's a lot of beating with the barbed wire bat, so let me do a spot I've been abusing here. There's some really good almost questions and world building in this. Like there's some really good ideas on what a monster actually is when it comes to a sentient being, and Geralt often makes a point of revealing to others the hypocrisy or the darkness that they themselves hold. There's even a good bit of history of racism towards elves and their bitterness against man. But again, all of this goes nowhere. It's the J.J. Abrams problem of just like, hey, this is cool. Anyway, mustn't dwell, otherwise you might actually be interested or invested. The missions do bear some variety and interest, but honestly, again, it's all just a bit too disconnected and apart for me to really love it. That all having been said, I was interested in weighing this against the show, and I think it actually does come out ahead in that comparison. Individual actions and choices tend to make a lot more sense in the books, because you can actually follow what the hell is going on, and that's a pleasant change. But I can't say anything, and this made me want to particularly continue the series. Spoilers abound, so skip to me final thoughts if you want to avoid plot details. I'd like to go into the overarching story a bit more, but there really isn't one. The closest we get is that Geralt claims an unborn child to make them into an eventual Witcher, but that is never brought up again, at least not in this book. Then he meets a sorceress named Yennefer, and he sort of falls in love with her. He ends up making a wish to save her from a djinn that wants to kill her, and his wish is to have a child with her, which is impossible for both of them because of magic reasons. However, later on, he's on his own with the exclamation of, "She got too clingy." Boy, you fucking bound your fates together. What the shit did you think was gonna happen? That's like complaining your wife is always there when you go home. What the fuck were you expecting? My personal score is 4 out of 10. It does some things decently, but it does some other things really wrong. It definitely has an audience, and I can respect just wanting to do your own thing, but tightening up the lacking story and characters could turn a remotely interesting story into a real, vibrant world, and you didn't really do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at that bingo card. And my oh my, there's so many red marks there that it might as well be my high school math homework. Well, I guess that would imply that I ever actually turned in homework at all. But anyway, that's all for this time. If you have something else you want me to review, go ahead and leave a comment down below, let me know. If you want to see what we get into next time, go ahead and subscribe. Until then, drink plenty of water, tell your parents that you love them, and stroke your mustache at night.